Okay, so this looks, I've reviewed 2 or 3 of these sort of, some people call them pallets, flying pallets, some people call them flying oil rigs. This one hasn't really got the legs on it for the oil rigs, but yeah, flying cage basically, really well protected, great beginner quads, and this is one of those ones that I really quite like because there's no camera with it, there's no mucking around, it's a nice simple transmitter that you can get on with, it comes with everything, so you've got your instructions which are pretty good actually, they're really rather good because some of the low grade stuff is awful. It's from TKKJ and I heard a few from them. They seem pretty good actually. Nice old box there if it's a Prezi or anything. It looks pretty cool, robust, and it's even got a little marked as a helipad, so it's yes. It can be called whatever you want it to be called, but really well protected. I'm hoping it flies as well as it looks. You get spare set of props and some spare little rubber feet just in case you lose them for landing. Screwdriver to strip it all down if you needed to, and basically it's a quad in a cage, so you could cut all these bits off and just have a little mini quad, but the bottom bit is actually part of the whole frame, so it won't just pop apart. It comes with a little single cell, and it's got a little pull tag on there which I normally have to put on, so I'm really pleased they're starting to put them on. Saves damage in it. The one thing I would say immediately is with my fingers it's quite difficult to actually get in and put this in and out, but it pops apart really easily, so you can just literally just pop it apart if you needed to. That's the way I did it, and having said it pops apart easy, there we go. So it's just sort of little clips there, but they're little plastic ones. It makes it really easy. Then I could get my fingers in around the top, but if you've got small dexterous fingers you'd be absolutely fine, and it seems to pop back together pretty well as well, so that's good. So there we go, we're all back together nice and solid, and it does make it solid as well. I mean, these things are, you know, brilliant. If it hits anything, that's what it's going to do. So actually having the spare props, I'd be amazed if you could damage those props, but knowing the way I fly, it's always a possibility. There's a little on-off switch in there as well, so which is quite handy. So without further ado, let's just get up for a flight, shall we? Because that's really what we want it for. I'm just going to try and get that reasonably level, because I'm going to calibrate it as well. I'll show you how we do that. So on with the transmitter, you get a beep, and it's really quite a loud transmitter for such a little tiny one, and it is tiny in the hand. Get flashing LEDs. Just going to pop the actual quad on, which again is just sort of a slide your finger in there whatever way you want to through the cage to get it done. There we go, so we're now on. I didn't feel as though it went on much. There we go. So, and little LEDs, not really going to show up like this, but at night or indoors, which is more of an indoor flyer, it would be great. Green at the front, red at the back, and then up and down on the throttle, and then we should be bound. Okay, so transmitter is really easy to use. You've basically everything here is trims for setting trims and everything. You've got your flip button here on the left, and then you've got your rates change here, so high and low rates here. You've got headless mode, hold that down, and then if you want to return to home, I'm not sure why you'd want to return to home on something so small, but you hold it down for a couple of seconds and it will start coming back to you. But really it's just to get you into flying with this little tiny transmitter. Should be good fun. So let's go see how we get on. Oh, and also the calibration. You can calibrate the gyro if it starts not performing right, or you've had a major crash with it. You just pull the two sticks down and to the right and try not to get that going, and then you should get flashing LEDs. There we go. There we go. So now we've got flashing LEDs. So they're so tiny, these. You could pinch them or you could thumb them. So let's try pinching, shall we? No altitude hold, no camera. Now I'm going to go on to thumbing. There was me saying those LEDs don't really show up, and they do when you're underneath it. Yeah, pretty cool. Right, I don't think we're going to get much battery life out of this, so I'm going to, first of all, flip it. There we go, and you don't get to choose the flip direction, it just... Oh no, you do, sorry, it seems a bit of a delay on that, that's why I was a bit surprised. It seems to just flip forward, so let's just... Yeah, so you can choose what way you flip, and you just literally press the flip button. Let's just bring that forward. It's drifting backwards, so I don't know whether that's... Yeah, it's just the wind catching it. I mean, there's the tiniest bit of... I mean, I can't even feel it on me, to be honest, the breeze. Just slightly, and that's enough to catch that cage. So press this one down here. There we go, and then use the direction one here on the right to actually make it flip, so then it does flip in all directions. It's actually good fun. Didn't it scream? Ah! Nice. So we're going to pop it up in high rates. So that's low rates. That's high rates. Oh, and they didn't mention it had 3 rates. This is 3rd rate, so really good. Way. It's got that mad yaw on it. Still just about controllable. But watch this. When you give it loads of yaw, they'll go wee. It goes to a certain point, and then it really starts to spin. Now I'll give it a quick range test. I mean, I would imagine 30 meters would. It would do 30 meters on this transmitter, I'm sure. Well, that's 30 meters there, easy. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, so this yaw, they do put on quite a few of them now. So you can yaw it round and it'll be fine and fine and fine. Whoa! And then if you actually crank the yaw right over, it'll do this. Whee! And it probably only does that in, yeah, that's in low rates, yaw. So nice and slow. Let's just bring it back to us so we're nice and close. So that's yaw in low rates, intermediate, and then high rates. Whoa, it really gets going there. Yeah, it's nothing really anxious, that's high rates. So, but then it's not designed, it's designed just to learn, so you really don't want it to be too fast. And you could just literally body slam it or do what you like. It's not gonna affect it, and it's not gonna affect you, not gonna damage you. Bonk. That's in at full speed. Mind you, I'm pretty built with bumpers. Oh, I've got flashing LEDs. Alright, let's just quickly do the headless mode. So that's headless mode. Yep, so you can still going in one direction. I'll just get out of that because they're really not my favourite. And then we shall try the return to home. It's not going to damage anything, is it? So there we go. Well, it's sort of coming back. Because I've come behind where it originally set off from, it would just keep going past. It doesn't actually know when to stop going past. I thought I had flashing LEDs there, but I think it was just purely. Yeah. Oh, it's because I put it into headless mode, sorry. Yeah, there we go. So in headless mode, there we go. So I can still get it to go in any direction, basically, by controlling this, but no matter what way the quad's facing, that is always forward. And this is always back. And that's always right. And then you can do this sort of funky spin if you really want to. So you can't do that when you're in normal mode. Because if I try that, it's going to sort of whirl because the direction wouldn't work like that in normal mode. So only in headless mode can you do that spin out. The other way you can do it, and I do this sort of on the races and things like that just for playtime, is you can put it forward and then spin. So it's not quite going to work. Yeah, we get no, because it sort of stops in air. I'm amazed how much flight I got out of it actually. And like I say, it's really cool. There's no auto land, no auto takeoff. This is just actually flying with no tricks or anything inside it. And just literally pump the throttle and off you go. So once you've bound it, that's how it's ready to go. Off. Now we've got flashing LEDs. Whee! That is actually quite good fun. And for a learner, I mean, brilliant. And you've not got any other stuff. Oh, there we go, the battery's finally gone. You've not got any of the confusion of FPV and everything else sort of thing. Yeah, really cool. That's smart, actually.
Okay, so what am I thinking of it? I really liked it. It's a blast to fly, and that's a reasonably experienced pilot. They're just good fun, these things. The one I was talking about before was the smaller one, and it is a lot smaller than this, as you can see, all round. And I found these really good fun. I'm not sure which is the best, actually. I think you're going to get a better experience with this, I think, because it's got a bit more airframe, got bigger motors and everything. So if I was looking at either, and I think this is about 13 £15 or something, and I'll put a link down in description for a discount code which will bring it down to sort of getting on for a tenner, which is absolutely ludicrous for this, isn't it? I think anyway. I think it's fantastic value for money and really good fun if you're a beginner. I mean, absolutely virtually rock solid safe. I mean, you're just not going to damage anything wherever you go wrong. So really good quad. I've managed to, with putting the battery in and out a couple of times, I've sort of got used to how to do it, so I can get in there no problem at all, and I can get in to actually flick the quad on and off as well. So, and the LEDs are pretty good. I mean, for indoor flying, I've had to play around with it. It's really good fun. So yeah, no problem at all there. I will prove that I can turn it back off again. Honestly, I can. But you can get in there, no trouble at all. If not, it just pops apart. So really, really safe and everything. Got a little bit confused with, or trying to talk and fly and find out what headless mode was on this particular model. I got a bit confused. So just for anyone that's confused about headless mode, I'll quickly explain. This is the front of the quad, basically. Battery at the back, and usually that's the front. So when you initially set it all up and fly, when you press this one, it's going to go forwards. That's called pitching forward, so it goes forward. So no matter what angle that is, as I do that, it will go forward from this point, basically. So if I go around there and I now go forward, it will still go forward as far as the quad's concerned, but it will just go like so. It would look like it was going at that angle, but that is the front of the quad, so that is always forward. That's what I would term as normal flying. When you go into headless mode, if you started these both off like that, so the transmitter's facing this way and the quad's facing this way, go into headless mode, so that's forward, as we said before, but as this turns around, doesn't matter what angle it's at, if I press forward again, forward is always just away from the transmitter, so it's always that way, no matter what angle the quad, even backwards or round there, it really doesn't matter, it will always go forward, and that works for all of them. So that would then be right, and that would be left, and it doesn't matter where the quad's facing, hence it's called headless mode. It's quite a normal system to use. I don't use it a lot, that's why I got a little bit confused, I think, but I hope that's tidied it up. For anyone that's new to flying, headless mode a lot of people frown on, but it could be a good way of learning to fly. Basically, learn to fly properly, that the front of the aircraft is the front always, because it will just stand you in good stead later on. So excellent, I absolutely love it, and good fun. The battery's charged back up again, so I'm going off for another play.